Again, one smile, engage the audience. Smile with it. Today, we're talking about Hexagram 23, lesson 4.4. Hexagram 23 is represented by splitting apart, right? Splitting a piece of wood apart to put in the fireplace, splitting wood apart, coldness, cold weather. Leads directly to understanding decline and renewal. Decline is just the reverse of renewal. All in, we're diving into lesson 4.4, focusing on hexagram 23, known as splitting apart. This concept is intriguing as it brings a dual perspective, understanding that both decline and renewal or phase. Hexagram 23 teaches us that while decline can be challenging, it is also an opportunity for growth and renewal. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, to see that what may seem like disintegration can actually lay the groundwork for new beginnings. That is, as we explore this hexagram further, we'll learn how it emphasizes the importance of focusing on essentials and cultivating patience during times of change. This lesson holds valuable insights that are applicable to various aspects of life. Introduction. Hexagram 23. Bow. Splitting apart symbolizes decline, disintegration, or loss. Though difficulty, through difficult, it teaches the importance of focusing on essentials and patience, practicing patience. Begin with a calm and welcoming tone to set the stage for the topic here, which is Hexagram 23. Both splitting apart. Let's dive into the intriguing world of Hexagram 23, known as bow or splitting apart. This symbol is a vivid representation of decline and disintegration. Disintegration. While it may initially seem daunting, it's important to remember that these moments teach us invaluable lessons. Firstly, Hexagram 23 encourages us to concentrate on what truly matters, focusing on essentials. We navigate through periods of loss more effectively. That is, Secondly, it reminds us of the power of patience. In times of decline, although challenging, there's an opportunity to practice resilience and gain insights. I want to conclude on this slide, the reflective tone that is. So as we explore the structure and judgment of this hexagram, the next section, keep in mind these fundamental teachings can guide us in times of difficulty. Structure of hexagram 23, upper trigram, gem, mountain, and stillness. Lower trigram, earth, receptivity, normal occurrence, mountain on earth, represents external pressure leading to the stripping away of weak foundations. That's where the mountain resides. Meditation, contemplation. Okay, let's delve into structure of hexagram 23, splitting apart. This hexagram consists of two trigrams. First, we have the upper trigram, Gen, which represents the mountain. It symbolizes stillness and stability. Next, the lower trigram is Kun, symbolizes the earth. It reflects receptivity and nurturing qualities. Here we see a dynamic where the mountain, representing external pressure, rests upon the earth. This creates a process where weak foundations are stripping away, or stripped away, that is. And emphasize here, stripping away of weak foundations, that is. This type structure tells us about external pressure that can lead to disintegration. However, it's also a reminder of the potential for renewal by focusing on what is essential, very important. Now then, as we move forward, we'll connect these ideas to the judgment and image associated with what we're talking about here. Hexagram 23. Now there with the judgment, you see splitting apart. It does not further want to go anywhere. All right, hexagram 23, the judgment. Message here is avoid major actions during decline. Exercise patience and humility. Now then, let's delve into the judgment of hexagram 23. which says splitting apart, does not further want to go anywhere. This message is quite profound. It advises us to avoid taking any major actions during times of decline. Instead, we are encouraged to exercise patience and humility. We emphasize here the importance of patience and humility. Furthermore, in moments of challenge, when everything seems to be falling apart, it's crucial to resist the urge to make hasty decisions. This spirit calls for introspection and understanding of our limitations. Know what you can do up to a point, that is. Everything leads to a point. Now then, reflect on some experiences. But remember, the greatest growth often comes from learning to be still and grounded when everything else is in flux, it's in chaos. Be still, let the will of God play it out. That is, I see it. Now I want to conclude by reinforcing the takeaway. Focus on patience and humility during times of decline. The image, mountain rests on the earth. The image is splitting apart. There's a doorway. Blessed. Leaders should symbolize by Leaders should stabilize by supporting others, not exploiting them. Okay, folks, the image of Hexagram 23 presents a powerful visual. The mountain rests on the earth. This imagery beautifully illustrates the concept of splitting apart. The doorway. Key lesson here is for leaders to stabilize the situation by supporting others rather than exploiting them. This is vital during times of decline. But they emphasize supporting others by not exploiting them. Think of a mountain as a leader resting securely on the earth, symbolizing the people or the team. A stable mountain doesn't impose or dominate. It finds strength through support and balance. This approach fosters resilience and unity, even in challenging times. As we move forward, let's explore how this principle ties into the broader interpretation and meaning of Hexagram 23. Interpretation and meaning. Hexagram 23 teaches focus on essentials during decline. Strengthen foundations before renewal. Remember that? Be patient and humble. Avoid risks and rash ventures. But to begin with a warm smile, let's dive to the interpretation and meaning of Hexagram 23. This is a time to really focus on the essentials. When things are in decline, it's crucial to strengthen the foundations. That is, think of it as preparing for a new beginning. Be patient and humble during this period. These qualities will serve you well, especially when things feel uncertain. It's also wise to avoid taking unnecessary risks or making rash decisions. That is, I want to encourage engagement as remember, this period is temporary. By focusing on these key aspects, you're setting the stage for renewal. Conclude with a assuming nod, smile with it. On this section or slide, we'll be talking about practical applications for hexagram 23, that is. During those times, we want to avoid major decisions during instability. Again, avoid major decisions during instability. Support others generosity, generously, that is. Focus inward and prepare for renewals. Accept that decay clears the way for growth. Again, with a warm, engaging tone, now let's explore some practical applications of hexagram 23. First of all, during periods of instability, it's wise to avoid making any major decisions. It is. This is a time for reflection and careful planning rather than bold moves. Next, consider how you can support others generously. In times of decline, helping those around us not only strengthens community bond, but also brings stability to our own lives. That is. Now then, let's focus on inward and prepare for renewal. Again, focus inward and prepare for renewal. Embrace this phase as an opportunity for personal growth and reflection. It's about laying the groundwork for future opportunities. Finally, remember that decay is a natural part of life's cycles, clearing the way for new growth, embracing this process with acceptance, when it paves the path for renewal. Prayer, as we prepare the transition to the next slide, let's now reflect on these ideals. Should I say, let's now reflect on how these ideas resonate to a personal experience. All in, as we move to the end of this lesson, we have three reflection questions. Reflection questions. Number one, where in your life are things breaking down? Number two, how can you focus on essentials right now? Number three, what practices of patience or humility will help you endure this time? Three questions. With the answers. Let's take a moment to reflect on these questions. It can guide us through challenging times. First, consider where in your life things feel like they're breaking down. This awareness is the first step toward understanding and eventually rebuilding. First question. Next, think about how you can focus on the essentials. That is, what are the core elements that truly matter to you? By directing your energy towards these, you can navigate through instability with greater clarity. Lastly, reflect on the practices of patience or humility that will support you. What can you integrate into your daily routine to help you endure? Embracing patience and humility not only helps us weather the storm, but also prepares us for the growth that ordinarily follows. Urge the audience, interact, broker. Feel free to jot down your thoughts or share them if you're comfortable.